sometimes you find the best stuff in the most random places, right? Well, today we're going to take a deep dive into some banter from the IPL 2025.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a chat between Indian cricketer Ishan Kishan and former international umpire Anil Chahari.
From the IPL this year.
The IPL, yeah, the 2025 season.
Oh, cool.
Kishan, of course, plays for Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yeah.
And it's really fascinating because this little exchange shows how players think strategically about how they're seen by the umpires.
I'm intrigued.
So Chowdhury, who, by the way, has a history of being pretty straight up about appealing styles in cricket.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he's even used some pretty interesting comparisons.
Right, yeah.
So he's chatting with Kishan, and he asks him why he doesn't seem to appeal as much as he used to earlier in his career.
That's a good question.
It is, and it suggests maybe Kishan's figured something out about how umpires see him.
Makes sense.
Kishan's first point is really smart. He basically says that umpires have gotten smarter, and if you're always appealing, even for stuff that's not really out, it makes the umpire less likely to believe you when you have a real appeal.
Ah, I see. So it's about building trust over time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a long game.
Right. You don't want to cry wolf too many times.
Exactly. And then, this is where it gets funny, Kishan says that another reason he doesn't appeal so much is because he doesn't want to be like Mohammad Rizwan.
Oh, really? Pakistan's captain.
That's right. Pakistan's captain, Mohammad Rizwan, whose appeals, let's just say, are known for being a little enthusiastic.
So it's like a stylistic difference between the two.
Yeah, and it's funny because it shows that players definitely notice each other's styles.
Right, they're paying attention.
And they judge them, too.
Yeah.
And Kishan actually said, and I quote, "If I start behaving like Mohammad Rizwan, you guys might not give a single decision in my favor."
You said that.
He did. I mean, you can practically hear him smiling when he says it.
I bet. But it is interesting, though, because he seems to be saying that how you appeal might actually affect the umpire's decision.
Right. It makes you wonder, are umpires consciously or unconsciously influenced by how intense an appeal is?
That's a good question.
I mean, you see everything on the field, from guys who are super chill about it to guys who are, like, jumping up and down.
Yeah, and waving their arms around.
Totally. And what Kishan's saying makes you think, are players actually planning not just when to appeal, but how to appeal?
That's a whole other level of strategy.
It is. And when you think about it, this conversation, even though it's kind of lighthearted, it actually shows us a little bit about the psychology of a cricket match.
You mean the mental game?
Exactly. Players are always trying to figure out the best way to get an advantage, and part of that is how they interact with the umpires.
Right. So what are you taking away from this?
Well, for me, it's that Kishan's comment about Rizwan, even though it's funny, is also really insightful.
Yeah.
It shows how a player thinks about the art of appealing and how that might affect how the umpire sees them.
And it's a good reminder that there's this whole dynamic between players and umpires.
Yeah.
That's not always obvious.
And it adds another layer to the story of the match.
I like that.
Yeah, and after this deep dive, I'm left with a question.
Okay, shoot.
Does appealing a lot or in a certain way actually change an umpire's mind? Or is it more about how the umpire sees the play and whether they think the fielding team is really convinced?
That's a tough one.
It is, and it's something for everyone to think about.
Food for thought.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Anytime. Always fun.
I'm glad.
Take care.
You too. Bye. Bye.